Hello champion, welcome to my math class. I'm teacher Adam. Today we are going to solve quadratic equation by using factorization method, by using the completing the square method, and we are also going to learn how to solve quadratic equation by using the formula method. So you'll choose which formula is easier for you as a candidate who is expecting to do your final Igcse exam. You look for which formula is easier for you to remember. Remember this, there are some formulas that are easy for you to use, but there are some formulas that are also difficult if you don't practice. So there's two things that you need to understand, that all formulas are easier to use when you practice them daily, and then you have them at the fingertip. But luck enough is majority of these formulas are now given in your paper, so you don't have to memorize. But the application part, to practice how to use them, that's the most important, especially when you're told to find the solution. We understand that the quadratic equation, when you're supposed to find the value of x, you'll have two solutions. One will be positive and the other one will be negative. So that one we understand. But there are some questions that are very direct. They want you to say, they will specifically mention by using the formula method. So in that case, you need to know how to use it. Or they say, by using factorization method, solve this. So in that case, you might get a correct answer, the working method. And some markers might be very strict and say, if you have shown wrong working, then they'll give you also the answer 0. But in most cases, examiners are always on your side. They'll always say you can award correct marking for a wrong method and maybe given if they are lenient. But if they are very strict, you might lose the mark because you used a wrong formula to get the right answer. So that's very important. So we are going to solve quadratic equations, and we will start by factorization. With factorization, we know we know that a quadratic equation is always in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and where a, b, and c are coefficients. Where a, b, and c are coefficients. So we say, and then we said product AC by using the factorization method. Remember, by using the factorization method, we said we can use factorization method, but we have to understand the coefficients. And the coefficients, we say, there are numbers before the variables. We say the product AC, find two numbers that the product AC, when you find the two numbers that if you multiply their product AC, you will get the product AC, and if you add, will be the same as the coefficient of the second term. So in that case, we have to find two numbers that if you add, you get the value of b at the center, which is the value of the coefficient of the second term, and if you multiply, you get AC and b. That's it. So let's find an example. For example, we're given this. We're given x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. We're told to solve by factorization method. So how do we solve this quadratic equation by factorization method? So our idea by factorization, remember, it will be x minus maybe something, and it should be x minus something should be equal to 0. And therefore, with this, you might end up getting a solution if it's a perfect square or wherever. But we have to get two things like that by using factorization. And then later on, you use the null factor. We can use the null factor method, whereby we equate each one to 0, or x minus a is equal to 0. So we equate each one to 0. If one maybe is positive and the other one is negative, you can as well say if it's a difference of 2 squared. In this case, they are both the same. You just put them and then you solve. You solve for the values. Now, you have x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So what can you do to solve in that case? We have x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So the a is 1, b is negative 2, and c is negative 3. Find two numbers. If you multiply, you get negative 3. If you add, you get negative 2. So the product is AC, 1 times 3 is negative 3, and then the sum, negative 2. So find two numbers that if you add, you get negative 2, and if you multiply, you get negative 3. So the answer will be x squared minus 3x plus x minus 3 is equal to 0. And then put bracket. So you say x into x minus 3 plus 1 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. Then you end up getting x plus 1, then x minus 3 is equal to 0. Then use null factor. X plus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 3 is equal to 0. Then therefore x is equal to negative 1, or x is equal to 3. These are the solution. You can use this by using factorization. So by using factorization, you can solve as many questions as possible. I'll give you exercise. Solve the equations. Solve the following quadratic equation by using factorization method. Yeah. So by using factorization method to find the value of x, so you'll do exercise 13E, question 13 to 6. Solve everything. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask.